Hello, my good friends from the internet. Welcome to AI powered D365 Finance and Operation Code Review and Release Notes. So, the idea is that we have a D365 Finance and Operation Code in DevOps mostly, and it's maintained in Team Foundation source control usually. So, we have these DevOps MCP tools which will communicate with DevOps to get the change sets, build logs, those sorts of the data. And then we will use Copilot uh, LLMs to generate the reviews and release notes. So for all of this, I already built everything in this repo. What you have to do is first thing you need to clone this repo, and then you need to set up this environment variable file. You need your DevOps organization name and your project name, as well as your personal access token. You can get your personal access token from DevOps, and following these instructions over here, once you have, you can update the .env file. Okay, so then the way I am recommending this, you should fork this repository and then do these configurations, and you can make this repository private in case you do not want to share anything with the rest of the world. So once you have that, so the MCP tools are running you with the UVX. So we need to have UV. This is a package manager. If this is first time you are hearing about this, check out my blog post, the best of both worlds, and I covered it there. So it's very easy. If you are using WSL or Linux, you run these two commands. You will have UV plus the Python 3.13. And if you're using Windows, run these two commands in PowerShell, and you will have your UV plus Python. So it's very simple. That's all we have to do. So after that, we are ready to do some code analysis. I put some of these uh, prompts over here, but these are specifically this demo, and I have some demo code in my DevOps, which is based on the fleet management model that Microsoft have for tutorial. Okay, so we are ready to do some code reviews. So what we do, we will click this Copilot button, and then we need to make sure we are in this agent mode, and we can check our tools. Usually you will see these checked, and make sure these are checked. So this is our DevOps MCP server, which we saw earlier. Okay, so first let's do a review on this change set, and let's see what happens. So with this review change set 17, so Copilot is looking. So it's immediately found that tool get change set, and we can see it get that ID, and it got some feedback from the DevOps. Then it actually did another tool call, which is getting details which files are changed. In this case, one file is changed. And then the third tool is doing is file diff, which is just saying what are the new changes since the last time, and then based on that, it's working to generate a review. So we will wait for a while, and then it will give us okay, it has completed the review, and it has created a beautiful markdown file, and then it also gave us a summary over here. Let's review our markdown file real quick. So I will open it in a preview. We can see it has a executive summary, what this change set is doing, and what is added, and a little bit analysis, then some design analysis. It's doing some design analysis, what is happening. Like with that little prompt, we have all this information, and it's also giving us areas of improvement. So, and there is also a critical issue, which it is saying that multiple calls to custom VB function for running calculations. So inside we are running some calculation inside the report design. So, and there is that. So let's do another review. So we will keep this, and the way I'm recommending, you should keep these reviews and check those in, because over time you will have this data to reanalyze stuff and even generate your release notes. So I will start a new chat and we'll go back to our readme and get our other prompt, which is compare. So this is again another good feature we can do. So this is, I'm asking it to compare change set 18, 19 with 23. So this will give us information if we can, if there are conflicts and how the code progression is happening. So while this is working, so we can see that it based on that, it called that tool 3 times with each change set number and got the details. Plus it's doing some more details, which files are changed in each change set. It's actually same file. So then based on that, it's calling the diffs, so it can understand what is happening in each change set. So based on that, it's going to work on it to generate a comparison. Okay, we got our comparison summary, and it is writing some summary over here. So this is also very useful, but let's preview our beautiful markdown file, and then we will see it's giving us a table that this was the first time this file is created, enhanced, refined, and this is so cool because it's indeed that way. So, and then there are some good things and there is some little bit bad things. It's saying there is a concern. Before in Changeset 19, the first name last name was using FM description EDT, so it's a design concern, yes, which is pretty good. And then in 23 we improved upon that because we used the right EDT for this. So but there is still critical finding, non-identified. All critical issues are resolved in the final change set, so that is actually good. So non-identified, yeah, so we solved that. This is also very cool. Okay, so we have the comparison. I will keep this. Let's see some more prompts. So the other thing we can do is check the build status, which is we can check what happened, if it failed or not, and things like that. So good idea is that let's start a new chat and ask it check build status just with these 3 English words. This will go and figure out what it has to do. So as you can see, it used the tool build. It is getting builds, so it's getting top 10 builds and it got 1, and then it's calling another function which is a build get build tool. So it's passing a build ID and it's asking me should I execute. And if you are doing this first time, you will see this prompt and you should accept allow this for Workspace, so it should not prompt over and over. And then it's doing it one more time with only getting what tasks are failed and their log as well, so that there is a failure. Okay, so we got our status back, and this is by design. I just program this to fail because there is no solution file, so it's trying to find a solution file, and it indeed gave us a full instruction what we should do. This is so amazing. And okay, for the last one, we will ask it to generate release notes for change set 17 to 23. So, and if we have a code review for 17 and we have some comparison for these change sets, and then we have another comparison already done. So let's see what it does. So it's working, and we can see first it's trying to find the contacts within what we have, which is amazing. That's why I am recommending to store these files, so you do not have to run these comparison over and over again, and it will save some tokens. So it's doing some analysis, and then it will figure out which change sets it actually need to review and in order to generate release notes, which is amazing. If you see in this case, 20 is 20 and 21, 2 change sets. I think it should get the data for those. Let's see what it does. Okay, it came back, but it did not call any tool for change set 20 and 21, and it did say that it is doing these for this, but we wanted to have for all. So there is some information lost in this case. what we can do, we can ask it explicitly, review 20 and 21. Previous prompt, it was a little vague and it did not get the missing change sets from the DevOps. So these are some things you will experience, and you can easily improve your prompt. So as we can see, this time it actually updating same file. And let me, okay, it's done with the release notes, and let's review. So this is the full version, and you can see it has some overview, highlights, key highlights, and what's new, and it's explaining each change set, giving it some rating. And then these are same related to same object, so it combine them together, giving it a rating. And 23 is another one, and 20 was another one, and then the 21 is a BI revenue analytics table. So then change set 22 contact control framework data. So next step and recommendations. So it based on the identification, this is the thing I always review. And you can see release statistics. So we have the change sets, all the files, the code lines, and everything, overall rating, and some of other information, and when this change log is release notes are generated. This is so comprehensive. The best part that I love is write a tweet from release notes. So this will like create a tweet for these release notes, which is also amazing just to share. So because this is all based on this example tutorial code, and imagine if when you are doing it on your real project, the insight this will give you, like with some simple prompts, is amazing. With that, I will suggest you should give it a try and give us feedback. Also check out the Data Guy show, and where we cover similar stuff. And for now, have a good day. See you in the next one. Bye bye.